Welcome back, Commander. Here we are again in sunny Finland. Look at that beautiful snow. Where are the flocks of reindeer? That's what I want to know. It's Finland. It's reindeer country. Where are they? We started the game with the enemy in firing range of our initial base position. My favourite way to start. The violence has begun. Now I have just had a recording crash, so hopefully this time it won't. The video editor won't crash on me. We shall see. Now I started the game with an infantry tank. Love it. And some kind of big anti-aircraft gun that's going to work similarly to an 88 gun. I don't know what kind of gun it is, but it's a big anti-aircraft gun. I like them. It's slow to move those up, but they're going to work. Now, as you can see, if you look at the mini-map, you can see that the capture points on the left and the right, the first line, the one on the right is easy. The one in the middle is so close to the second line on the left that I'm nervous of it. I think that if I take my mini tank, which should be enough to wipe out both of those single-handed, that it'll get in range of the cannons on the second line and get wiped out. So this slow old moving bug's gonna move him up. Got my units out in line formation. Again, line formation is the way to get maximum firepower from an infantry unit or from anything. They in a line formation will be anything that shoots at them will have 10 men in range to shoot back at the same time. So that's why we use, that's why it's done. That's why we have the thin red line. That's why we use line formations, to get the most guns on the target as possible at the same time. Now the idea being, you're not in cover, sure, but if he sticks his head out, he's dead. Overwhelming firepower. I haven't got any snipers. I haven't got any sort of way to open up the line of sights. All down to my hopefully indestructible anti-infantry tank. You can do it, Tankette. Get in there. And already, right at the beginning of the game, we're facing a Zerg. We've got a reinforcement troop coming in already. I don't know if the spawn rates are different on each different map. I'm suspecting that they are. I think this one's spawning enemy units faster than other maps I've played, or maybe it's just a smaller map and they're getting here quicker, not sure, but it feels like they're coming thicker and faster. So it's going to be bloodthirsty. There'll be much killing. I think this is the first, this is either the first or the second skirmish. Finland skirmish. I'll have to look it up. Before I label this video, I'll have to look it up, but I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been very busy at work. It's been a long time since between me recording this and doing the voiceover, processing it. It's 2.25 hour gameplay, so hang in there. Hold on to your seats for a very slow ride. A slow and comfortable ride. It's not a roller coaster, this one. This game at all. He's doing a great job. Yeah, take them out. And once again, wherever possible, I want to put my heavy weapons smack in the centre of the map so that they can fire on both sides. And then we'll move. I'll create some kind of combined arms formation up in the centre. I said the weakest point is the first capture point on the right. That's the weak point. If I want to advance fast, that's what I should be taking. The other option is to advance with the minimum cost in life, the minimum losses, and to do that, I'd get something. I get something like a sniper. Essentially, to get minimum losses, I don't capture any of the points. So I go straight to the end of the map, killing all the emplacements, killing all the tanks, and I don't set off any reinforcements. Now, this is a slow way of doing it because you have low resources. You're always going to be pushed for resources. You'll have to do looting. You'll have to take a high survivable unit like a sniper. and you still have to defeat. Yet look at all these infantry zerging at me. You still have to defeat wave after wave of infantry, but they're not very difficult. The difficulty is winkling all the enemy positions out, is dealing with an artillery that can shoot you halfway across the map. You know. What the hell just shot me there? So that's what I was saying about the first line being very close to the second line. There's some kind of artillery fire. Maybe that was my own artillery. Maybe that was just a bad shot. That, or we're already in range of the second line of defence, which is dodgy, scary. A good way to lose my tank. March these fellas up. We found his Maxim gun. Don't know how old the Maxim is. It's possibly 1898. It's 19th century. I'm pretty sure the Maxim is a 19th century weapon, still in use on the front lines today. We'll get a close up of this gun in a sec. Let's have a quick look at it. And this is still a contemporary weapon. All right, it's not the greatest machine gun available today, but it is in use today. It's effective. 130 years on, 7.62 bullets still kills. So yeah, 2¼ hours. I don't suppose there'll be an awful lot that I'm going to skip in this, just because it's going to be so bloodthirsty. There's so many contacts on the map. There's almost no time without a gunshot going off. Now I'm trying to boost my mic a bit so you can hear me. Don't know if that worked. I've done so by moving it right next to my mouth. It's like a centimetre away. Obviously I'd love a newer and more expensive mic. See if that made any difference. But I need your help with that. Please can you like and subscribe so that one day, in the within the next 5-10 years, I'll be rich enough from YouTube to be able to afford a nice microphone. Like a 20 quid one, or aim for the stars, Beth. That's what you want to do. So yeah, like and subscribe me so I can become riches and have an even more powerful computer. And I will love you. So he's decrewed that gun. I think they'll recrew it. I think all his defensive troops will recrew that and hopefully just get blown up again by the same thing that killed it last time. Putting this gun up into a provocative position. Now these starter guns, you start with the option to buy 3 of those cannons. They're quite expensive, you can't buy them all at once. But there's a maximum of 3 that I can buy, which means if I lose one, if for example a tank blows that up, shatters it, turns it into unsalvageable scrap, I'd never get it back. And these cannons are great. This gun will be able to take on any unit I can expect to meet on this map. The highest tier tank the enemy throws at me right at any stage in this game, that thing can take it out. So I don't really want to lose those at all. I don't want to sacrifice them. Yes, I want them in aggressive positions like they are now, but they can't be at the front. They're too valuable. And it's doing its job. It's taking out the guys in the trenches. It doesn't have a very big splash radius. In the other skirmishes I played with Finland, instead of that, you've got a field gun which fires a great, when the shell lands, there's a big old crater. Any infantry near it is dead. But they're not so good against armour. This thing, despite having a small splash, it'll still kill an infantry eventually. Still kill all the infantry, but it will have a very easy time with armour. And that's what I prefer. I want this basically primarily as an anti-tank weapon. I've got an anti-infantry tank that's not going to have a lot of trouble driving up to a trench and machine gunning everyone. It's essentially just got to stay out of anti-tank grenade range. The anti-tank rifles, that if they manage to stop him, won't kill him. They won't blow it up. Maybe they'll track him or kill his turret, or you know, and the guys, I'll decrew it and repair it, and it'll be good as new. So yeah, so I want these big cannons primarily for the anti-tank role. I just bought another one because, you know, why have one when you can have two? And I'll be, as I said, I'll be putting them somewhere up in the centre. Try and build a little formation in the centre, just so they can control both sides of the map at the same time. Oh, there's some guy in a trench. Are we going to sort him out, boys? You in the mood? In the mood to capture that trench? Oh yeah, so Triv question. Normally there's a couple of viewers who can fill in the blanks on my gun trivia. How old is the Maxim? When does the Maxim start? I'm guessing 1898, but I really have just made that number up. 1894. I don't know. If you know, let me know. Correct me. It's good gun triv. I know you love it as much as I do. Oh, as I was saying earlier, it's sunny England. Today is a beautiful, glorious summer's day. As such, I've drawn the curtains. So I'm to hide in a dark room and have a little bit of Men of War fun. Oh, sorry, Call to Arms. This is Call to Arms, isn't it? I'm still looking forward to Men of War 2 when that comes. That's I didn't have time to finish all the trial missions. I played the one I'd already seen on YouTube, and there's two more. I started one, and it was pretty good, but I just ran out of time, so I had to go back to work. I've only got this and one more skirmish map, one more Finland skirmish map to play, and then I've basically completed the stock single player stuff other than the conflict. I've completed as much as I'm really anticipating I'm going to. What I'd love to do, and yes, you can help me on this one too, is to play it all again on co-op. I've had so many co-op games with the previous iterations of the game. Men of War, Assault Squad, Soldiers, Heroes of World War II, you know, all of those over the years and years. And that's my preferred way to play it. I think me and Trinidad Simon had maybe two games of PvP with each other in Men of War Assault Squad. And that's all I've ever done. You know, in the 10, 20 years, however long it is, these games have been going, and I've been playing them. I haven't really got into the PvP. And the way I feel about player versus player is that I start playing with, when I play competitively, the person I'm playing with needs to be the same level as me. So I'm sitting there, if I'm the greatest player on earth, if I've got a very high aptitude with the game, I need somebody in my team who also has a very high aptitude for the game, so that we can win. You know, there's no point me going into a competition, into a competitive environment with Billy the noob, because then we'll just lose, and that won't. And it's not very. You know, there's only so many times you want to lose before it becomes boring. With co-op, I can play with my mates, whether he's any good at the game or not, because in single player I can beat this mission. So if you add another player, he can help. He can speed that process up. But if he's really sucks and he's rubbish, I can still win this game on my own. So I can just carry him. And in that way, I can play with whoever I want. So I can play with my mates. I can play with somebody whose company I love and enjoy, you know, an old friend who I want to keep up with. And that's why I like co-op, is because you get to play with the people based on you liking them, based on their personality, not on their game skill. That's kind of the priority of who you're playing with. And as such, I was lucky to play with Sir Jellybean. Yay! And I hope, big shout out to him. I hope to do it again sometime, although it's 3 months before I'll be at home again, not working away from home. In 3 months' time, there may be Men of War 2, which I will be picking up and playing, although, you know, when it actually comes out. But yes, I'm running short of single player content. Now, there is a whole load of mods to explore. There really are lots. But the truth is, most of them aren't as polished as this stuff. Most of them aren't as polished as the stock missions. Some are, but it's pretty rare. So they're a lot of fun, but I get more fun out of these. You know, they really do extend the lifespan of the game, and they really are good fun. You know, I spent hours on Sir Hinkle's mods and stuff like that. I just love it. All you mod makers out there, keep on with all that good stuff. You know, I'm gonna essentially play them all. There's no way around that. I like this game too much, and the stuff you guys do is too good to ignore. But I will spend more time on the stock missions. There's just no, I know myself. And I would like to play through all of this stuff in co-op. So if you're out there and you fancy putting up with, and you fancy a co-op game with an idiot like me, I'm right up for it. Here's my ammo truck. Love ammo trucks. I can't remember when they first introduced, probably Assault Squad 2, when they first introduced the ammo trucks, so that it reloaded you if you were nearby. Previous to that, you'd have to manually reload it. You know, if you're a mortar, you'd have to walk your mortar right up to the truck, park him so that he was touching it, and then you could, then he could loot it, and you could, you know, swap the mortar bombs over into its inventory. More realism. Oh, there's another Maxim popped up. See if we can take him down. So it might not be realism to have auto reloading trucks. Oh look, it's kicking off. Yeah, so it might not be realism to have auto reloading trucks, but oh my god, does it reduce the, you know, the game management. There are other things about this game that is fun than micromanaging. Micromanaging is good fun, especially if you're on like an SAS team behind the lines. You know, if you're on one of those missions where you've just got one squad, then yeah, you know, micromanaging is a life sentence, isn't it? To be able to choose. Eventually, by the end of the everyone in your squad's got a heavy machine gun and a bazooka by the end of it, and a load of anti-tank grenades because you've just looted everything, and that's good fun. But to do it at you know, platoon and company level with this many units, oh god, it's just time consuming, really time consuming. And there are other things about the game that's fun, like destructibility. I'm going to show you some destructibility in a minute. I'm going to set this firing point up here, and I'm going to want to shape the battleground. I'm going to want to blow up everything that's blocking the line of sight of my cannons, and that's fun. Destruction, knocking trees down in a tank, what's not to love? Crushing through a wall. I love breaching. Crushing through a wall in a tank, what's not to love? Catastrophic explosion in another tank, what's not to love? So yeah, there are plenty of things in this game other than micromanagement that I can amuse myself with. Remand this Maxim again. I think my cannons, let's have a listen to it. Let's listen to the beautiful sound of the Maxim. I'll try and get this mic closer to my mouth. There we go, Maxim time. Right, so in a break from my normal tactics, we're going to put the men in cover and hide them in this trench. What I want to do is to open the map up so that we don't get infiltrated from the left. I don't want people running past us and attacking our home base. At the moment, that home base would absolutely take out any infantry squad that does come to us. But a bit later on, you know, they'll be sending tanks and stuff that could really overrun it and mess us up. Now, up there behind this house seems to be an armoured car. See him? There he is. I'm hoping my cannons can shoot him, but they don't seem to have line of sight on him. I'm going to shuffle the cannons. See if they can get a better angle on it. Shall I jump in that trench? Yeah. As I said, for a speed game, I should be capturing every point as fast as possible. And I do think if I put a decent squad of infantry in there in the first trench line, they pretty soon take it. But let's get that. Let's work on this anti-tank gun. Now, the cannon on the left was firing at it. I'll move and try and get a better angle. And instead I've lost line of sight on the armoured car, so this may have been a mistake. So I'll stop that. Yeah, I think I just messed that up there. I think that was a bit ambitious. Especially he was firing at it. If I'd have left him, he'd have got it. Damn it. Okay, so if we use the infantry on the left, maybe we could pull up and try and restore line of sight. So I won't go for that trench. I'll try this house, see if it gets me an angle on what's up there. And then hopefully the cannons will do the rest. Oh no, we're getting shot at, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, he's in trouble, isn't it? That's got to be the end of that armoured car, right? He's been spotted. Yeah, he's done. So this is this one on the left, the tank, with the tank icon above it, this capture point in red. That's the second line of defence. There are going to be heavy weapons up there. I don't know what yet, but there will be. There's bound to be some kind of anti-tank cannon, at the very least. You know, possibly a tank or an armoured car. Or we've seen the armoured car. And over on the right, they've remanned it. Now up the top left, that red cheese on my mini-map, I think that's a truck with 4 Maxims on it. An anti-aircraft truck with 4 7.6 machine guns in a row. It's a cool looking, just quad. A quad 7.62. 4 Maxims in a line. I don't know how you explain it. Why have 1 Maxim when you can have 4, eh? I mean, that's 4 times the bullets. Let's go. Everybody loves bullets. Now I'm going to manually reverse this, look, just so that I keep I want to speed deploy him. I want him to, instead of driving up there, dropping it off, moving the truck away, and it rotating its turret round, la-di-da-da, I'm reversing him with the gun facing the enemy, so when I drop him now, he's pretty much ready to fire. There you go. Now, as I was saying earlier, it's time to shape the battlefield. I really wanted those wooden things, those wooden those log piles in front of my two cannons. They're probably really blocking the cannon's line of sight. Oh look, he's out of ammo. What's going on here is this guy's run out of ammo. Is my machine gunner. He's engaging in the house next to the mini-map, up there in the top, very top centre, with the snow on the roof. There's a machine gunner in the window, who never runs out of ammo because he's AI. And he's totally got my troops there pinned down. He's just popping away at them, and they're all shooting back, and they're not getting him. They're just wasting their bullets. See him trading shots with him. Alright, let's support these guys, see if we can't have a... Let's see what's going on up here. This is more of a scout here than anything else. So there's some kind of weapon system up there. It's going to be deadly to these guys. There's the anti-aircraft gun that's deadly to them. Some guys in trenches, which aren't quite as bad. Somewhere up there, there's some kind of... there's some kind of cannon firing at them too. So I was going in there with my anti-infantry tank. That was a bit hopeful, that was, really, on the second line of defence. So I've pulled him back. Hopefully whatever anti-tank gun they've got up there can't see him, or he's out of range of him at least. And then what I hope to do in the medium term is to buy another one of these big anti-tank, the third and final one of these guns that we're looking at here, and ship it up to the left to cover my assault. So we're going to shake the battlefield because a bit of explosions. Boom! Let's just listen to the bangs. And this is just to give me line of sight to make these guns much more effective. You know, to give me more domination. Yeah, I like to be dominant on the battlefield. That's why I dress in leather. And which is also why I haven't got my camera on, so you can't see me dressed in leather. It's my secret. Don't tell my mum. Wow. I think my mum's my only subscriber, so she probably knows. I've probably let the cat out of the bag there. Oh God. The shame. So we have a stab up here. I don't think these guys can hold it. I think this is suicide for them to be there. And look at that big impress. And the gun firing at them might be a mortar. It's on the right of that position. Can you see it emanating on the mini-map? A little kind of... So they definitely can't stay there. They're getting mortared. As soon as I can afford one, I'll get one of these big guns to support them. In the meantime, what I might try and do is work on the easiest capture point on the right. On the right, the easiest one at all of them all, almost undefended at this point. I have a few infantry and a Maxim. That's the weakest link. If I take that, that'll give me access to a few more guns, some cannons, you know, some anti-aircraft guns, that sort of stuff. Some basically some slow movers that I'd like to avoid. I'd rather have a tank than. But it will also give me a lot more resource points. It'll speed up my resourcing. Worth having. The downside is it will not only increase, not only if I beat the first line, they'll probably counterattack in some way, but it will also upgrade the unit levels of the troops, of the reinforcement troops that the enemy sends. At the moment, he just sends a basic infantry squad down every few minutes to come and counter me. If in Assault Squad 2, and I'm assuming it's the same in this, if I capture a line that upgrades they would then send an infantry squad and an armoured car. And if I got the third line, it would send an infantry squad, an armoured car and a heavy tank. You know, they're generally... It upgrades the enemy's reinforcements against me. I'm really loath to take them. Sometimes I do the whole game, wipe out everything on the map, and then at the last minute capture all bases at once. So I never really have to deal with heavy reinforcements. The downside of that, of course, is that I have almost no resources for the whole game, and I'm doing everything with a sniper. And yeah. Oh, he's out of ammo too. Send him back to the ammo truck. I presume that it's always the machine gunner, I think, that runs out of ammo first. And here it is. Here's my ammo truck trying to pick this guy up. You can do it. Pick him up. It's like a failed pickup artist. You can pick. He wants you to pick him up. You want to pick him up. He wants you to pick him up. Get it together. Couple. Come on, couple. We're all watching. It's like one of those wildlife shows. You start coupling. And the animals embarrassingly make a love to each other. Yes, in front of all the children watching. Very dodgy stuff, wildlife shows. So now that I finally got him, I'm going to run him up to support that left-hand assault. I want him, essentially, I want the infantry to spot the targets and him to take them down. Haven't quite worked out how to take the mortar yet. Now that's a process that can take some time. Could have skipped that forward, save the video length 20 seconds or something. But not to worry, we're there now. So where's the right spot where he's out of range of them and can fire? I'd like to put him on the high ground, obviously. Up by that tree, that fir tree, looks a good spot. Let's try that. And then we'll open it up, see what he can find, see what he can do. Let's have a bit of gun noises. That's it, they're back in there. And his cannon, it's not doing anything, is it? Didn't respond, didn't traverse, didn't lock onto anything. So that was a bad positioning. That was definitely bad positioning. I risked their lives and their gun didn't find any targets at all. I can't stick him on the front line. That's far too risky. That's not going to work. And maybe up here. Okay, what if we stuck him on the right? Oh, he's taking fire. Let's get out of that. Right. Yeah, maybe he can fire back from there. I think the anti-aircraft truck is shooting at him. Oh, that's a full-blown armoured car. You can do it, lads, can you? Can you not do that? You can shoot at you, but you can't shoot back. Is that really true? Oh, so much my big plan of him covering everything is not really mastering it. I mean, that's got to have line of sight and everything, right? Now, so it's perhaps too aggressive. Perhaps too aggressive. Let's take a... Oh, wow. Go on, lads. Push. Push. Faster. Don't die. They found him again. Can they kill him? No, they still can't see him. Seriously? Alright. mean, this is such a dodgy manoeuvre. It's a good thing it's a video game and nobody actually dies. Because, yeah, I am risking all. Oh, there's 2 trucks up there. There's the anti-aircraft truck and the armoured car. Come on, you can do it. Come on. No? Nothing? Why not have depression? How about now? Oh yeah. Hey, we're in business. Alright, let it begin. So what's out there? There's an anti-tank cannon that's shooting at me. That's a threat. That's a real threat. And we'll push the infantry. If something shoots at that infantry, then my cannon should shoot back at it. And I'm particularly worried about the anti-tank gun. Like that. Dealt with alacrity, chaps. Oh, there's a mortar shooting at them still. Damn it. Yeah, I still haven't worked out what to do about the mortar. It doesn't seem to have range on the on my big gun, which is good news. So I've been told, it might not be true, I've been told that if you hold the microphone really close to your mouth, you get a deeper sounding voice like Barry White. So, and that's what I'm doing. This is normally I'm very squeaky, but I'm just faking it with this microphone. I don't like the sound of my recorded voice at all. It doesn't sound like me. It's weird, freaky. Don't like it. Alright, so one of my chaps healing. Got myself a reinforcement. A mortar. Is it a mortar? I don't think these are mortar. I think they're howitzers, but I mean they're effectively a mortar. It's going to do the same role as mortars, close infantry support, indirect fire. Oh, those guys are in trouble. I moved him over there because that was the last known position of the ammo truck, but then I moved the ammo truck. And what's going up on the left? Look, there's another kind of vehicle up there. What is it? It's killed him. I don't think I've got any medics. Casualty. Is that the first one? Feels like it might be. Any more like that, my troops will be shooting me in the back. What kind of a commander loses a man to the enemy? Okay, stopped it. Good, good, good. Those are all capturable. Am I actually going to bother? Probably not. Oh, look at the bonfire. Look at the other one, Ronsoning. Burning up there. Look. Big explosion soon, eh? Hey. Oh look, there's 3 weapon systems up there. So there's an anti-tank gun, probably machine gun, I don't know. There's mortar over to the right as well that's off the mini-map that I haven't spotted yet. I haven't got a visual on. Right, now these infantry are reloaded, they should be able to take this point, shouldn't they? I mean, there's not much here to stop them. The Maxim might be... oh look, an armoured car got past us, got past our lines on the right. This has got to be almost captured. What's that up there? Some kind of tank, light tank by the looks of it. And we've captured the first line. The first line of defence belongs to us, which means we get more weapon systems to choose from, to spawn from, faster resource supply, and scarily, quite possibly, an enemy counterattack to prepare for. I'm pretty confident that we can take any counterattack. I don't think... I mean, the guys on the right, all on their own, they'll have to retreat. I'll get reinforced. Maybe not. Oh, the tension, the nervousness. These guys are just building up my middle fire base with junk guns, nothing there. I quite like the howitzer, that's useful. But you know, the anti-tank, the diddly anti-tank gun next to a massive anti-tank gun. Bit of a waste of time, he's not going to have time to do anything. So my firebase is pretty secure. Let's see if we can keep working on this. Oh, what's that over there? So the second line on either side are stalling me. The mortar in particular is slowing me down. Not sure what that is on the right hand side of the menu. It's got to be a Maxim, right? It's got to just be a machine gun. Yeah. I'm going to send this anti-infantry tank over, assuming he can get out of... He's actually in a fairly hairy place there. There is an anti-tank gun that can shoot at him. Yeah, I think he's got out. So I'll send him to deal with that right flank, just to mop it up and stop whatever's getting through. Probably don't really need to, you know, those kind of... That squad's going to go down to the greens at my initial base and get wiped out. However, it might leave stragglers, and the stragglers are really frustrating if you build an ammo track or a big, you know, 1,000 cost artillery piece, and as he walks up the edge of the map taking forever, he gets blown up. He gets shot by one guy, a straggler. That would be bad. I can't see them. Can you see them? I see them on the mini map. Here oh, there he goes. He's on the far left of the screen, just on the very edge of the screen on the top left, blowing up. That's him. There, you got him. Behind that tree. See the flash of his gun. It's an enemy armoured car engaging my fire base unsuccessfully. Oh, we've lost the first line. They've recaptured it. How did that happen? Don't know how I captured it, to be honest. There's no men in there, but I'll push that guy over the line. He should capture it when the others decimate whatever's in there. I guess there's more in there. If I move that stuff up, I'm going to try and fast forward. Like, I don't want to wait. I'll fast forward till contact. Alright, that didn't take long. And where's the action? So in the oh, decrewed one of his guns on the left. That's good. Gradually moving all these slow old weapon systems, you know, these wheeled cannons up to the front. So much zerging. They really, I'm convinced that they're sending more reinforcements faster than in other levels. I haven't timed it. I'm not sitting here with a stopwatch and then going back to all the other levels with the stopwatch. Oh no, not doing any of that. Just unsubstantiated nonsense is what I'm just talking, you know. I'd rather be thought of as a complete fool than do that. That's a bit So you see, I bought like a whole load of cannons and an ammo truck that can tow one. Cannons, mortars, machine guns, bought a whole spectrum. I think perhaps one of everything just to see what they all are. I say these are my first playthroughs. I don't know. You know, it's a bit of experimentation going on. So Virgin Run, boys. It's Virgin and the Virgin Snow. I'm not going to sing Madonna for you, but I am like a virgin. These are the bullets. Oh look, someone's got past me on the left. So yeah, these are the guys I hate. These stragglers. He could take out my cannon walking past him. Oh, this is a flat cannon, not the big high altitude flat cannon, but the, I don't know, bog standard flat cannon. The one that isn't going to be great against tanks, but is going to massacre everything else. There you go. Get to work. Well done. Hey, and we captured that point. So look on the minimap, bottom left, that single straggler. If I hadn't driven my flat cannon up there, if I'd have walked him, he'd have got it. He'd have just killed all the men who wouldn't even have shot back. So, let's, we've captured this. Let's get a more aggressive position, like parking in a tree. Look at that tree shake! Shake it, tree! Now, over that rise and to the right, above where the red dots are, I'm convinced that there's a mortar position. Let's see if he starts firing on this cannon. Now, for instance, there's a mortar position that I still haven't spotted. Either way, this guy, yeah, look, something's landing around him. I'm liking that gun though. I mean, he's just done wonders there, taking out loads of positions. That's my mortar. Oh yeah, there. His mortar's still there. It's still there. It's still firing. You see the emanations on the minimap. I really need to get some line of sight with that, and hopefully then the auto cannon will sort it out. But I've lost a gun crew. I don't have any medics. I've lost quite a lot of men there. Get a tank crew down here, they're nice and cheap. I can restock my weapons with more meat for the grinder. Yeah. Sacrifices in the name of Finland. Oh, what's the Finnish sniper called? The White Death, the guy, the most successful sniper ever. I can't remember his name. That's a great story. Some reindeer hunter, doesn't use a scope, just sits up there with his Mosin Nagant in a tree somewhere, dressed in white. And just kills hundreds. Simo Heihar. Yeah, check out his story. Simo Heihar. Yeah, the White Death, the Finnish sniper. Simo Heihar. Something like 167 kills with a unscoped Mosin Nagant. Greatest sniper in history. From Finland. An ex-reindeer hunter. It's all about reindeers in Finland, I'm telling you. Yeah, if you haven't read Simo Heihar's story, you should do. It's I mean, it's great. It's a really good hero story. His brain's blown out and goes back to and that doesn't stop him. And goes back, goes back straight afterwards. Bandages it, I don't know whether they cure him. And then he lives to ripe old. You see him as an old man. Pictures of him as a granddad. He's still around. Died natural causes. Not. all of the wounds all the massively nasty wounds he incurred. Yeah, type into Google the greatest sniper, something like that. You get Simo Hayha, Hayha, Simo, Simo, Simon without the N. Hayha, Hayha. Strongly recommend you read his story if you don't already know it. I think I found out about it on some website called The Ultimate Badasses, and there was his story. And Audie Murphy, the really short American actor, he goes to war, and becomes and just massacres a few hundred people or something, massacres hundreds of people in combat. And then when he returns to Hollywood, they make a movie of his life. They make a movie of his heroics, starring him. He stars in the movie about him. You know, his Rambo moment. He has a massive Rambo moment, and they make a movie of it and him being a Hollywood actor. Of course, he is the star of his own Rambo show. He's the real Rambo. Audie Murphy, little guy, did lots of cowboy films. You might recognise him if you've watched all those cowboy films, really every single one ever. You'd recognise him. Not very notable, except that he's an absolute psychopath. He's a completely scary machine-killing Terminator. Yeah. Yeah, internet website. The greatest badasses, or the world's biggest badasses, or something like that. Really good. Irreverent storytelling of really quite impressive stories. I'm pleased with that flat gun. It's really holding him down. Racking up the kills. There's my tank crew. Never let it be said that I'm cheap. It's not like I could afford a complete squad of Spetsnaz type heroes, but instead I went for the world's cheapest tank crew. I mean, at least they are actually going into a tank. So there's another broken tank up there. That's capturable. And all those weapons, all those guns, I'll probably like to put tank crew in all of them. But they're a bit exposed. You know, there's not much point sending infantry up there. I don't know what we need to scout that out properly first before we send the suicide troops. Waste their precious lives. This will be a bullet mag. That's going to explode, isn't it? The armoured car. He's not safe. I could stick him over here, and you could kind of close this flank down. Ooh, a tank. We want that one. Not worried about the 4 quad Maxims. Some kind of field gun, probably be useful. Tank in red coming onto, that's in a load of trouble. You're doomed, mate. Going onto my fire base, my anti-tank fire base. He is going to get the armoured car though first, isn't he? Wow. Can't win them all, eh? Apparently they should both retreat, shouldn't they? These two. If I was smart, I'll move those two back. If I'm not smart, I'll just lose them. Luckily, the tank shooting at this guy is the world's worst shot, which is pretty lucky. There's an armoured car coming too. What's coming? a truck. A truck with nothing on it? What? Being attacked by a farmer with no weapons. Ah, maybe it's full of men. Can you see why are they sending this truck at me? I don't get it. Maybe all that infantry came from it. Looks like his tank's about to get it. I don't know what just shot at it, but oh, look, they've remanned the Maxim again. So I've remanned these two armoured cars. Let's see if they just get blown up by something I haven't seen, like the mortar that's somewhere close to them. Yeah, something's just hidden that. I don't know what. What kind of tank can I buy? It's quite nice to have my own tank at this point, wouldn't it? Drive up and pop that tank that's hiding up there. I can't kill from this angle. I guess the anti-tank cannon will do the same trick. Frankly, it looks a bit tiny and useless compared to the other ones, but oh hell, give it a go. I can't quite read how much resource points I've got, but it looks like I've got thousands. If I could be bothered to press the spawn tank button, I'd get one. He's engaging, isn't he? What's he shooting at? He's shooting at the tank. Yeah. Alright, he's going to win, isn't he? Aren't you going to win? Win it! Yes! Yeah, and I might even steal that tank later. Then kill the crew. Oh no, whoa, whoa! Look at the mini-map there. There's a whole load up there. Second line of defence is right there, just over that, just by that tank. So they're not geared up to take that yet. They don't have the supporting weapon systems. They have the covering fire. What's on that? Take that point, win some artillery. Couldn't hurt. Ah, same old mortar I still haven't got, smack in the centre of the screen. I can see them on the mini-map, I haven't got any visuals on the screen. Where are these things getting shot at? Alright, so I've ordered a load of stuff. Despite being tank crazy, I haven't ordered any tanks. I wonder if that means the tanks are rubbish. What do you think's on the back of that truck up there, under the artillery point? I think it might be a Dishka, you know, 50 cal or 12 point, whatever it is, machine gun. Alright, looks like we're advancing. Kind of a bit hairy to advance with those into a mortar pit. Advance those into a mortar against a mortar position they probably can't even kill, but you know, got to advance, got to go forward. A lot of weapons on the right. I don't really think it's all that wise to send the armour up there, but it's a general advance. It's a general advance into the gates of hell. This is what this game's called, isn't it? Gates of Hell. I sort of like this position and I sort of don't. In the middle of these houses, they're not going to get flanked, but at the same time they're only going to be able to attack things that are directly in front of them, which is a lot less than I've been using them for so far. And as you can see, with all that, with the fire base on the right firing at them, this spawn, I'd really like them to be firing back. I guess they might be. Something is. That was a really stupid place, mate. Unless you're on water. Maybe you are. Yeah, that's better. So I've stuck them out the front, they're a bit more aggressive there. And there's a load of armoured cars coming, so they got work to do. They got the work cut out from one less. There was 3, now there's 1, 2 on the left. And these guys, this front line base has no line of sight. It's weak. It is weak. There's the mortar pit. Can you see it? It's got to be here somewhere. Just want line of sight on it. Meanwhile, let's listen to some explosions. Right, tank coming down on the left. Light tank. Have I captured one of these yet? I certainly want to capture all of these light tanks. I think they're quite cool. Certainly useful. Shaping the battlefield there, blowing up these tree stacks. Because blowing up tree stacks is fun! Oh, they've remanned something over on the left. I don't know what it is. Hopefully something that won't last very long. I think we finally got the right flank locked down. I think nothing's coming past us there now. Pretty confident. Even that tank's going to get shredded. Yep. Now my next favourite capture point is going to be the airstrikes. I love airstrikes. Two things good about the airstrike. One, when it flies over, it illuminates the map and you get to see where all the enemy positions are. You know, where his artillery is, for example. Very important. And then it allows you to kill the artillery. The other thing is that although I really like artillery, I really love having the artillery support when I move my infantry, you know, and artillery bombs ray down on whatever it is that pops up on the minimap. I just find they take so long to get into the battle. You get them right at the very end of the game that 7 out of 8 times I buy artillery, they don't get a shot off before the game's ended. Most of the time I don't get any use out of them, which is why I like airstrikes. Even though they're expensive, they're only single target, they're not like, you put an artillery out and you can just shoot everything, can't you, for the rest of the game. And the airstrike's just like one shot, one bomb. But yeah, I have to say I go with airstrikes over artillery every time in these skirmishes, just because it's right at the end of the game. The artillery takes forever to drive all the way up to the other end of the map in time to do basically nothing. In time to, you know, the game's finished by then. So I don't know that airstrikes will be the easiest one to take next. Obviously there's still the still got to get this final tank spawn, this tank capture point. I might take the artillery, don't know, we'll see. Meanwhile, I'm going to fill my ears with the glorious sounds of dying. Right, let's skip to the next skip to contact, chaps. It's time for a fast forward. Right, quite a big jump forward in time this time. We could sort of 3, 4, 5 minutes. Which means, as you can see, I've ordered a whole load of stuff and they're limping their way forwards. I did skip out. 2 infantrymen came down the left and got shot. It was very exciting. Sorry to sorry not to have shared that with you, but look at that. Boom. Right. Here they all come, all my new units. Might skip forward as well, let them go, let them get there. See you in a sec. Oh, actually it's all kicking off, let's not skip forward. Some kind of gun in that red. They're shooting at something. There's some kind of gun emplacement. Where is it? Oh, it's in the bush. Is it? It's a recoilless rifle. There he is. He's hopefully going to get rubbed out. Yay! Victory! And I think that artillery position is, I don't know if it's airstrike or artillery, whatever it is, I think that capture point is pretty much ready to go. When we capture it, I expect it puts us in range of his artillery. He's got some big old artillery pieces sitting at the back of the level somewhere. I think when we take that, we'll be in it. But I wouldn't mind just running an infantry troop in there to literally just turn it green. What's that that's burning? Is it one of my ammo trucks? What is it? It is, isn't it? It's my ammo truck. We should have a fire extinguisher. As for the rest of you, I suggest you move away from the burning ammunition truck. Not standing next to it. Nah. It's foolish AI. You foolish AI. You'll never be a Terminator. He's got to get it, hasn't he? Yeah. Yes, I think the right hand side is pretty locked down at the moment. So here's the left. Oh, that tank's taking quite a pounding. And with him gone, it's time to make another play, isn't it? What are we going to do? Looks like we found the mortar. I think we found and shot the mortar all down. Somehow, without me noticing. Got my ammo truck. He can pick up one of these guns while he's here. Try to get up to the front with him. And I'll fast forward that. I don't think you need to sit and wait for him to drive up there, just because I did. I'll just skip forward to the next flank attack on the right flank. Again, I sort of expect this will just get massacred. Yeah, it's wiped out as quick as it appeared. It's gone down. There's another one. At some point I've got to build up enough forces to make a play, haven't I? I've got to build up something that could advance. Maybe some infantry to chuck in on the left. Don't really know. Or tank force. I mean, why am I not buying loads of tanks? It's definitely time to make a new play. So I think that red dot they've just been decrewed. I think that's a mortar. Where all these explosions are landing just here. Like. I think there's a mortar in there somewhere. Now I'm going to fast forward to contact. I need to make a play and we'll steal some tanks in the meantime. So it's a bit of a stalemate at the moment. I've got to push hard to advance and I hate pushing hard if it means I'm going to lose a load of men. I'm nibbling stuff up the top left. Look, you can see I'm trying to nick his gear, nick all that abandoned stuff. Captured a few tanks. Got that recoilless rifle. It stops him remanning it. It also upgrades my line, but upgrading my line isn't the name of the game. Wiping him off the map is the name of the game. I want to steal that mortar, shouldn't I? That'd be a good move. They do keep recrewing it. Well, this tank up here is having a lucky day, isn't he? Nothing seems to want to kill him. Everything's trying. Get in that pit. In your pit. Alright, so this is an advance. Going for the other tank line. Can I get in there and hold it? I don't even have to hold it, do I? Just take it. Take it! I'll spawn some more infantry. Send them up. See what they can hold. Take and hold. Stage them up there beyond the fire base. Work out what to do in a minute. The left hand side's getting sticky. They're just sending tanks down that way a lot. And they don't seem to be exploding fast enough for me. Enemy tanks alive much longer than I'd like them to be. On the left flank anyway. They die pretty quick on the right flank. Where is it? Let's have a look at it. Right out there. And that just looks... doesn't look like a very threatening tank. I'm not scared of you. Doesn't want to die though, does he? That's better. Yeah, where's the mortar? It's got to be around here somewhere. I've never seen it. I know it's here. It's on the mini-map as a little... It says it's right in front of them. Where are you? Ah, found you. Right. Grab it and run, boys. Yeah, they've been recrewing this mortar over and over and over and over and over. It'd be nice to... be nice to steal it. It's not happening. Come on. Run. Just take it and run. What's wrong with you? Oh, well, I think I suck. My mortar team. They're just not cowards. I needed them to run like a coward. But they were too manly. Too brave. Foolish. Brave warriors. Okay, general advance. Trouble is, yeah, so you know, if I advance this whole fire base forward, straight into an artillery strike, I shall be crying to my mum later. Mum, and then blew up my cannons, something like that. Yeah, so it's the part of the game I hate. Well, I don't hate, but it's the part of the game that this is why I stall. I'm reluctant to, I know he's got a big artillery piece out there, I'm reluctant to go in there without having found it and destroyed it first. But sort of infiltration scouting, I guess I should do more of that. Just, you know, send a unit up there to go as far as it can go, or a sniper, belly crawl all the way up the top. Oh, God. Belly crawling, I don't have time for it. Stand on your feet, man. Where's he going to come through? So the tank's behind a ridge. Look, the enemy tank's behind a ridge, but he's going to pop up anytime soon. I'd like to obviously control that ridge, but look, it says artillery landing around me. It ain't good. I love those flat guns, they're great. Auto cannon. Everyone should have one. Totally useful. The things I could do if I had my own auto cannon. Right, blow up my car. Productive waste of a day. Use of a day. Productive use of a day. My car's in danger of blowing itself up. Which is... No, I was about to start blagging you for likes and subscribes so I can fix it with the money. But it's not that time yet. I'll do my tearful I'm so broke thing later. Actually, I'll do it now. I'll turn the volume up. You won't be able to hear because I'll put the volume of the war up. I'm so broke. It's terrible. If only I had more money. Maybe you should like and subscribe. There you go. Finished now. Ah, yes. Also, when I do that whingy whining thing, I'll move the mic further away so I get a more high-pitched voice. Okay, what's he banned up the top left? We're definitely advancing now, right? That line of sight is an advanced line of sight. Yep, captured a tank. It's good to have tanks, everyone needs one. when I win the lottery, I'm going to buy a tank, have it in the garden. I'm going to buy an anti-aircraft tank with a radar, have it in the garden. Aim it at the Apaches, lock on the Apaches as they fly over. Give them a turn. See if it freaks them out. See this truck, I mean, is it just a farm truck? Or was there many men, perhaps there's men in it that have got out, that's what I'm thinking. And that looks to be some kind of field gun, doesn't it? I mean, it's getting shot up, so good enough. By the way, this is a busy, I want to capture that point, but it's pretty busy. Do you think that field gun's firing back at anything? I just don't think it is. And mind you, that armoured car that I was repairing seems to now be dead. Right, so the field gun's decrewed at least for the time being. We should advance. And recruit. We can have a general advance. I don't know where the enemies are in this box. They're in here. They're in here somewhere. We're not alone. Oh no, capture it. We are alone. It gives access to some more tanks. Don't know what kind. Let's have a look. See if it's an inspiring tank I've just ordered, or it's just something boring. I've got so much money, I'm just buying a load of units. Full complement of cannons, ammunition truck, and whatever that tank was. And I fancy a fast forward, folks. Again, bring all that stuff up to the front, and I want to wait for the next play, the next advance, or a counter. It should be a counterattack due any second. Let's fast forward to the next counterattack. Let's have a look. Should be one coming down now on the right. Not much of a counterattack, is it? I was sort of expecting them, to come with a load of fancy units and tanks or airstrikes or something. Something a bit bigger than the usual infantry squad that we can see here. But thankfully he isn't lasting very long. Right, so let's try again. Here's the next thing. It's going to be another one of these. Oh, what tank is that? It's got men on the back. This might be a counterattack. Certainly an interesting vehicle. I hadn't seen that before. I suppose we can capture it. If I can find out what it is, I'll put it as the thumbnail, since it's a vehicle I've never seen before. I like to have interesting stuff on my thumbnails. Right, let's go. We're going to make a move. Making a play. Let's take this point. Win whatever that is, artillery or airstrikes or whatever it is. I think it's airstrikes, I can't be sure. Without looking at the other one. What's the weapon system? The red one on the map, on the mini map. Oh, it's still the field gun. I think it's going for my just in time. It's just aiming for my. See, it's going for my infantry. Are we strong enough to take that? Is it going to go green? No. What else is out here? So you can destroy, lads. Take that as well. Bring it back. All those tanks are repairable and capturable. Don't know if I can be bothered. Tree wobbling at the back of the screen there. Must be a tank coming past it. Bit of an advance. All falling behind there. And I think I'm going to skip forward until once these two guys are dead. I'll skip forward, find us the next point of action. Okay, skipped quite a bit forward, and what I've basically been doing while you haven't been here is sorting out my line. I've advanced it all neatly, and I've brought a load of reinforcements, assorted reinforcements up, but essentially I've neatened out my line so that it's not all splurged all over the place, but is in one neat firing position. And I think that's hopefully strong enough for me to be able to advance from that position, make some plays from here. Again, I'm still very worried. I haven't found his artillery yet. He's bound to have some. We know it does, you know, they always do. Oh, I've got an airstrike. There you go. Wasted it. A tank that's just blown up. However, when this aeroplane flies over, it should give us a lot of intel. Like down the bottom, I've missed a squad. I'm looking for the artillery. I want to airstrike it as soon as I've got the next airstrike available. I think that big V right at the back, that must be it, right? There, is that it? I don't know what that is, but we should blow that up. We should blow that up soon. I didn't really spend a lot of time spotting all the other units that were out there. And there must have been other ones, other guns and stuff, some big anti-tank guns out there as well. The artillery is the one I'm most, you know, I'll have when it flies over to blow up the artillery, maybe I'll have another look. If I can remember exactly where the spot is. Have a listen to him. Well, looks like my airstrike's ready again. Hopefully you can drop that on that artillery if I can remember where it is. Meantime, let's listen to some people kill each other. Alright, we found one of the artilleries. He's gonna get it. Oh yes. So I'm counting two kind of guns there, one that looks like artillery and one that I didn't get a visual on. I saw them on the mini-map. And 3 or 4 units, a couple of infantry squads. It's pretty light. I mean, we're definitely in pole position to win this. Although I think the infantry better run from that tank. Oh no, we captured this place. What is it? Artillery? Something like that? As I've whined in the past, there's not much point in me buying any artillery at this point in the game. I'll never get to the front before I've finished it. Ouch. Want that artillery dead. Where's my airstrike? Come on, hurry up. Looks like I've lost at least one squad there. Oh, lost a position. Never saw that one coming. I was going to mention it, honest. But yeah, predictable. But I can capture it back. They're not defending it anymore. They're just passing through. Another piece of enemy armour crushed. Look at this brave boy on his motorbike and sidecar. It is life senselessly thrown away, didn't he? But you know what they say, driving motorbikes is a dangerous game. If they had responsible my parents, you know, like mine, there'd be no skateboards, no motorbikes. Oh no. What's going on? Go back in a minute. So that's my artillery piece. Will he make it to that's the big question. Will he make it to the battle in time? Oh, I don't think he will, but let's find out. And there's only the final point to capture, right? I think only 2 guns in there. Still the big artillery I'm after. I want to airstrike. And some kind of anti-tank gun on the left flank. I think it's I assume it's an anti-tank gun. It could be anything. One more point, lads. One more point. That's all I need from you. Choose glory. It's better than living and dying of old age. Choose glory. Attack. The willingness to give your life makes you stronger. Yes. Makes you a man to be feared. Yeah, don't just sit there, boys. Now's not the time. It's a pretty suicidal squad, this one. But what the hell? Just hide them in the building. I should think that building will just collapse pretty soon. Something big will shoot it. I think that's his artillery, not mine. Which means all those guys are about to die if they don't completely dominate. Come on, conquer. Charge. Oh, good thing. Ooh, dodged a bullet there, boys. Oh, don't go after him. Capture the point. That's it, in there. So close to victory, I can smell it! Victory! Finally! At last! Alright, let's see what's left. Not much. I never did get that final artillery piece. I never air bombed it. Oh well, there it is, look. So that's this one done, lads. One more to go. Thank you so much for coming and staying this long to watch it. I'll just bomb him anyway. And hope to see you in the next one. Which I've already recorded and I'm going to edit up as soon as this one's processed and uploaded. Shh. God. Right, game off. See you again, I hope.